the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. Hopefully you had a nice weekend. You were able to get some things done. A little bit of spotty shower activity around. We'll touch base on that in just a moment. But for the most part, we started off with sun. We ended with sun. In between, we had some widely scattered showers that popped through the state. Some of you picking up, obviously a lot more than others. Many locations all across the state got nothing in the way of moisture over the weekend. We do have a high-pressure system over western Minnesota, also Iowa. That is going to be pretty much hanging around for the next few days. What it will do is push some cooler air down over top of us. Fall-like cool, as a matter of fact. This morning it really felt and looked like about the end of September, first part of October. But things are going to be changing over the next couple of weeks. And even though we will be looking at some mostly cloudy skies with a chance of some showers around, but chillier temperatures, things are really going to warm up. We'll tell you when as we move through the weather forecast today. Looks as though the West Coast continues to be very warm. California, as well as Oregon, Nevada, Idaho, just a few of the states that are have been looking at record high temperatures and will here for the next couple of days before things begin to cool down out there. But cooler they are around these parts. Matthew, on the thermometer, what do you have right now?
Currently, over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 63. Over in Midland, it's partly sunny at 64. Here, Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 64. We have west winds at 9 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.98, and it's rising.
We're seeing some real spotty light rain shower activity right around, I want to say, the 127 corridor to the west. That activity is not holding together very well. There is going to be a chance of seeing some precipitation around here later on this afternoon, very similar to what we saw yesterday, where some folks did pick up, half inch or so. Other folks, as I said, picked up nothing. Northern Michigan, for the most part, was looking at anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch yesterday. Northern sections of the northwest corner of the lower peninsula, they were looking at anywhere from 3/10 to 7/10 of an inch. North of Cairo, the Cass City area, north of Cass City, Ondale, around that region, Gagetown, anywhere from 3 to 4/10 of an inch of rain. Sandusky, Chesaning, about 1/4 of an inch. Caucalan, under 2/10. The Auburn area, just under 3/10. Fairgrove, 12/100 of an inch. Munger had 3/10. Verona, over in the Thumb area to the east of Bad Axe, picked up only 4/100 of an inch. Freeland, 1/10 of an inch. Caucalan, just barely a trace. So that gives you an idea of just where that precipitation did fall. And what's going to be happening now for the next 24 to 36 hours. A little bit more of the same today, not necessarily, though, tomorrow. We are going to be looking at a high temperature of 69 today with that chance of a spotty shower around. We'll have a northwest breeze. It'll continue about 10, 12 miles per hour as we go into the afternoon, then become westerly once again tonight with mostly clear skies. 47 is going to be our low tonight. During the day tomorrow, 71 degrees with partly cloudy skies. 47 for a low tomorrow night. Again, a northwest breeze right around 7, 8, 9 miles per hour. So nothing major, but it is going to be, quite frankly, very pleasant. Wednesday, sunshine, 73 for a high, 55 for a low. A little bit more westerly wind, 10 to 12 miles per hour on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, with clouds, we'll have once again a chance of some showers, a much better chance, it appears right now, of some shower activity. because a frontal system will be over Lake Superior, stretching from west to east on Wednesday, and that will be dropping down through the lower peninsula as we move through the day on Thursday. That's why the chance of precipitation, 68 for a high, 48 for a low on Thursday. So still a little cool. We should be 79 in the afternoon and 58 for a low in the evening. Now, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right now it looks as though pretty much precipitation free. We're looking at temperatures from the upper 60s to the upper 70s during that period. The best chance of seeing upper 70s is going to be on Sunday. Now, long-range outlook to take us all the way through the 7th of September is for our temperatures, for the most part, to be at or below normal, but then warming up once we get into that first full weekend of the month of September. Precipitation values throughout the period, below normal for this time of the year. Now, the warm-up. Is there going to be one? Yes. When is it going to be? Well, earmark probably about 4 days on either side of September the 15th, and that's when we're going to begin to see much above normal as far as our temperatures go, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the lion's share of the month of September is going to come out much above normal on those temperatures. Record high in the state, 97, set back in 1948. Incidentally, 1948 was the warmest ever, 25th of August. 97 was our high, 71 was our low. The record low in the state, set back in 1946 and tied in 1977, is 42. The coolest ever 25th of August, though, was set back in 1940. 62 was our high, 50 was our low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by to start off the week this week, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Folks at the Michigan Corn Growers Association and the Corn Marketing Board want to remind you that Between the Rows tour is continuing this week. It's got a break today, but tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, they're going to be off on the road once again. 26th, that'll be at Rockford, Michigan. The 27th, it'll be at Stone Brothers Farm. That's on Stoutenburg Road in Sandusky. And then on August the 28th, it'll be in the Akron area at Vader Farms. Every stop includes a catered dinner, input marketing update, and a grain marketing update by local industry experts. Again, Between the Rows tour continues this week, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. For more information, just go to micorn.org. Also want to remind you, the Michigan Bean Commission is holding their research plot locations and tour coming up tonight over in Tuscola County at Zwerk's Farm. That's going to be at the corner of M46 and Garner Road. That activity begins at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow they'll be up in Huron County at the Richmond Brothers Farms on the northwest corner of Richmond Road and Brown Road. Again, these are at 6 o'clock. And it does look like we're going to have some pretty decent weather for those two events for sure. RUP credits are pending for this series. Again, dry bean variety research plot locations and tour schedule. For more information, just go to michiganbean.org. Let's say good morning right now to Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Gary, I hope you had a nice weekend.
Good morning, Terry. I sure did. Hopefully you did as well.
Yeah, sure did. Looks like the traders are having a pretty nice day with the wheat.
Yeah, the wheat's up, the corn's up a little bit, and soybeans was up, but now it kind of turned negative. But yeah, 2 out of 3, we'll take it.
I guess. Well, especially after last week, we need to get things a little firmer here for the last week of August.
Yeah, we're getting a little support here on corn this morning. Basically, we're seeing some crop tour results, and the tour found record ear, kernel, and pod counts in many areas, but also widespread disease pressure. So, and some of the dryness in the eastern corn belt. So, but the end result, Terry, was the corn yield was figured nearly 6 bushel per acre below that lofty USDA number that we got out a week ago or so. It was almost 189 bushel per acre nationally. So we'll see. I mean, jury's still out. The truth probably lies somewhere between, the crop tour and the USDA number, but we'll have to see what, down the road is going to give us. So on that.
Well, I guess as far as the foreign markets go, anything over the weekend that is changing direction here a little bit?
The corn sales, export-wise continues to be pretty darn firm yet. We had inspections out this morning, and it was pretty lofty on corn. And, of course, beans is the big drag on the soybean market. Still no trade deal with China. And that's what kind of gave beans a little bit of a boost last week was, some rumblings that there was some possible trade potential, but that has yet to be seen. So I think that's giving soybeans pressure here, continued pressure as we get through the day today. But, wheat, again, managed money is still short, maybe seeing a little technical bounce in the wheat. But other than that, it's just kind of the same storylines for the most part, Terry.
Yeah, I guess so. So on the board, what do you have right now, Gary?
Yeah, let's call cash wheat up 7 right now, Terry. That puts the white at 502 and the red at 427. New crop for next year up 6 at 561 on the white, 476 on the red. Cash corn, let's call it up 2 at 335. New crop up 2 at 349. And cash and new crop soybeans down 6 at 973.
You have a great day, Gary. Thanks a lot.
I will, and you do the same. Thanks, Terry.
You betcha. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing in Chicago, not only the ag futures, but some of the other related issues. Market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. They keep up with all the challenges that farming has and the changes that come along as industry trends and changes in your operation. Thumb Bank, 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts, quality service, very competitive rates for over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, that service bay is open until 11 o'clock, Monday through Friday. We say good morning to Doug Klein. Doug, hope you had a nice weekend.
I did. How about you?
Sure did. Didn't get a raindrop here nor there, and didn't have to wear all sorts of light clothing,
Right.
I was doing some spraying, so I had to bundle up. Thank goodness it wasn't that hot or muggy.
Right. Got to protect yourself. That's good. Well, we're waiting for NVIDIA's earnings this week, so that's going to be some fireworks. Hard to say if they're going to be able to live up to the high standards that the investors have put behind them. We'll have to see on that one. Trump decided that the U.S. government should own 10% of Intel, which I think is probably not a good idea that the government owns any private company. But anyway, I guess that's the way it is when you want to do what you want to do. Unfortunately, crude is up about $1.25 today. Don't like to see that. The dollar's higher, and precious metals are kind of mixed. Platinum taking a pretty good size hit, $25, but that's about all. It's Monday morning, so September corn is $3.90, up a penny and 3/4. The December corn $4.12 3/4, up 1 1/4. The November soybeans 10.50 1/2, down 8. January soybeans 10.70 1/2, down 6 1/2. The September wheat is 5.11 1/2, up 6 3/4, and December wheat 5.34 1/4, up 7 1/4. Crude oil is 64.91, up $1.26. The heating oil is 235.52, up 4.7 cents. Gasoline 216.71, up 0.8 of a penny. Natural gas is 281, that's up a penny. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3831 Canadian, that's up 5 ticks. The dollar buys 147.64 yen, that's up 71 ticks. The euro is at 116.76, down 39 ticks. And the dollar's at 98.03, up 32 ticks. Gold's at 33.78, up 10 cents. Silver's at 38.75, down 30 cents. Platinum's at 1336.80, down 26.30, and copper is at 447.85, up 2 cents.
Big move there, huh?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, a little. Now, the latest information as far as the Treasury goes, the interest rates. I've seen all sorts of stuff all weekend long about what's going to happen. What have you heard? Does it look pretty imminent that we're going to see a decrease in those interest rates?
Yeah, I mean, they're still talking 2 to 3 drops this year, so a half to 3/4%. Hard to say if that's already factored in. Usually it's not, but they factor some of it in, that's for sure. Hard to say. I mean, I'm sure people that are in debt or are wanting to buy a home or something would really like to see that.
Yeah, they just can't wait. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Chomping at the bit right now. I'm looking at the real estate signs going up. So
there's a few.
Yes, there are.
There's a few.
Doug, you take care. Have a good one. All right.
Hey. Yep. You too.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Want to talk a little bit about my good friends over at RoofMax, in particular, Ben. You know, I talk about askbenhow.com all the time because that's the easiest and the quickest way to get a hold of a man that's going to take care of you, not only right at the very beginning when you inquire about a free roof assessment, but if you and he both get together and decide that maybe some kind of treatment should be applied to the roof because there's a few things that need to be corrected, but you don't need a new roof, well, Ben can take care of that for you. The process that he uses restores flexibility and it extends the life of your roof. And in my particular case, not only did it save me a whole lot of money, because there were some things on my roof that needed to be fixed before he applied. Well, he did that. He took care of it. It's kind of like maintaining your equipment. A lot of folks that have equipment, cars, whatever, bikes, you maintain those. You take care of them. The last thing in the world a lot of you think about is your roof because you just don't. It's not right there in front of you all the time. You're not looking at it all the time and thinking. Well, maybe it might be a good idea to think. Check it out. AskBenHow.com, 989-859-6751. You would be amazed at what the process that Ben does can do to your roof. Not only your house, your barn, but any of the outbuildings you might have. Remember, a little care today saves you a whole lot more tomorrow. AskBenHow.com, 989-859-6751. Along with us right now, let's check and see what's going on out in the sugar beet fields right now. Kevin Messing with Michigan Sugar Company. Kevin's report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil and Blue Flame Propane. Kevin, good morning.
Morning, Terry. How are you?
Well, not too bad. Are we starting to get a little busy in the fields today?
We have harvest that started, so it's fun to see a change now.
What are producers seeing out there in the fields right now?
So I visited with one from the Deckerville area this morning that was harvesting and positive yield results. harvest seemed to be going good. They were all in a cheery mood, so it's nice to see.
Oh boy, I guess. But there's going to be a lot of beets that are going to sit for a while. What should producers be aware of?
Yeah, so we have some cooler weather. We talk Cercospora a lot, but this cool weather with long dews, that's actually more of the alternaria leaf spot problem. So, don't stray from those spray programs for those beets that are going to permanent pile. That way we can keep those healthy and keep the leaf disease out so our sugar and quality remains high.
And as far as topping the beets go, suggestions?
Yeah, so far so good. Cool weather with some rain. What I've seen so far, tops seem to be coming off pretty good, but definitely adjustments. Toppers aren't going to be ready to go this year. When you pull into that field for the first time, make sure you take a look and make those adjustments and get it set for this year, because we've got different crop size and different conditions than last year. So the biggest thing is just watching what's actually happening in the field and adjusting to it as things change.
And even though the growing season seems like it's waning, there's still a lot of growth in those beets.
Yeah, a lot of growth. And now that we've gotten some rain in those dry areas, we're seeing a lot of growth happening again. So I feel like we're going to put on some tons. And if we can maintain that sugar, I think we'll set up for a nice crop. Kevin,
thank you so much. We appreciate your input. Always good to talk to you. We'll look forward to doing that a little bit later on.
Yep. Thank you, Terry.
You bet. Kevin Messing over at Michigan Sugar. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Great selection of products available to you right now as we approach and get into fall harvest. And, of course, expert advice. Vic Huffer, he's got answers to a lot of the questions that you might have as you get ready to harvest that crop this year. Remember, serving you is their business, and they've been serving you since 1983 with a complete selection of Dairyland products as well. Freeland Bean and Grain. We say good morning to Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center over in Essexville. Jerry, what's going on?
Terry, we've been talking about lawn season and whatnot. Now we're closing in on the 1st of September, and it is clearly lawn season. So any of those patches you wanted to, loosen up, straighten up, and reseed, or some bare spots that have occurred for whatever reason, it's very important when you're applying grass seed. It's just like painting, Terry. First of all, you have to have good prep work. So that means you have to have good soil contact and able for the grass seed to grow. And whether you roll the paint, spray the paint, or brush the paint, you want a quality paint in the first place, and then good preparation, and then apply it how you need to. And with grass seed, it's the same. So you want to prep the soil right. You want to have a good grass seed, and then you want good seed soil contact, whether it's hydroseeded, dropped, whether there's straw mulch, or whether there's hydromulch or no mulch. Right now, grass will grow just fine if you get that seed in the ground. So great time of year to get out and touch up those spots that are bothering you. Overseeding your lawn is probably not where you want to be, because when you drop it down on good, healthy grass, it's not having any seed soil contact, so it's not going to grow well for you.
All right.
So if you need to overseed, you need to slit it or get it into the ground somehow.
Good advice. Jerry, have a great one, okay?
Thank you, Terry. You too.
You bet. Talk to you again. Jerry Samalski, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. During the campaign trail, you heard a lot about taxes. One of the things that we heard a lot about was no taxes on Social Security. Well, how's that working? How is it going to work? Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting joining me right now. Eric, you got the answer to that?
Yeah, we're starting to get the details, Terry, and it's a good thing, but probably not quite what everyone expected. So basically, instead of just making Social Security benefits not taxable, they still will be taxable as they were before, but now we've added a new deduction, and this deduction will be in place only for those who are 65 and older. So if you're under 65 and collecting Social Security, this does not apply to you. You're still paying the tax you were before. So it's only those 65 and older. An additional deduction to take off your taxable income of $6,000, $12,000 if you're married and spouses are over 65. That starts to phase out though once your income is higher. So for a single person, $75,000 or $150,000 for married. So if you're making over that, you start to lose some of that deduction, and eventually that goes away at higher incomes. So something to be aware of. Yes, there's a deduction that will wipe out the taxability of Social Security if you're over 65 and if your income's under those limits. Otherwise, you may get some benefit or none at all. So there are some other strategies and things that we could talk about another day for those that have higher incomes, but essentially it's not truly just a no tax on Social Security. It's for some, and for others it may be partial, but the way they went about it wasn't truly just taking Social Security and saying it's tax-free.
Very good advice. Thank you so much, Eric. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Eric Swatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting. We'll be right back. Summer's here, and whether you're growing corn or cucumbers, your plants are working hard. Make sure your soil's working just as hard with a boost from Dairy Dew. At Morgan Composting, we know that healthy soil holds water better, makes nutrients more available, and keeps plants stronger, even through summer heat. Our products are loaded with microbial life, humic and fulvic acids, and natural nutrients that build real soil structure. Use Bloom Blaster or Veggie Blaster in your garden for a vibrant harvest, or go to a custom blend tailored for your farm's needs. We've got organic options for row crops, hay, and pasture too. Don't just fertilize, feed the soil. You'll see stronger roots, better yields, and more resilient growing season. Find us at dairydew.com or visit Morgan Composting and grow healthy from the ground up.
Healthy plants come from healthy soil. Healthy soil comes from Dairy Dew.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Legendary Tree Care. You need some trimming done, removal of those trees? Legendary Tree Care. They'll help, fully licensed and insured, and they specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton,